All right, guys, match lessons from Multi-Gun Nationals. This one is on putting a new stage plan in your head at the last minute, and this is an example of when it goes catastrophically wrong. So get the double right there, is pretty stoked. Run around the corner, and there's a little pistol stage here on the other side. I had a plan going in while we were doing our walkthrough, like right before we shot. Buddy Verrick comes up with a slightly better plan. I liked it better. It wasn't crazily better, but it was enough that I was like, all right, I'll shoot your plan. And ended up doing a really bad job putting the new plan in my head. Now, being able to put a new stage plan in your head is an important skill at a certain level. Sometimes you're just going to see something where you're like, okay, that's like 20% better than what I was about to do. I'm going to have to do it, or I'm going to throw away 20% of my points right here. So my initial stage plan was shoot this, shoot these guys, do a reload here into a zebra target that's on the right side of the stage, which is what I shoot at right here. Then I have a new mag in the gun. I can shoot all these targets on the left. I can go into the last position down here and shoot through the end. Verrick's plan was to shoot this guy here, shoot those guys right there, and after shooting the third piece of paper, immediately transition off and shoot that open target that's over the right shoulder, shoot that stuff on the move, shoot the partial on the right side right there, and then do a reload into the last position. So pretty minor change, but enough better that I was like, I like it. I'm going to do it that way. So I thought I had the new plan in my head, and I was mistaken. I didn't do enough mental reps to really drive it in there. More importantly, I didn't do enough mental reps to get the old plan out. So unlearning an old plan is actually way harder than programming a plan from scratch. So it takes extra effort. Really, the spot where you need to think about the new plan is where they diverge. So after shooting this target here, my old plan said, do a reload, turn to the right, shoot that partial. The new plan said, transition immediately to the open target over your right shoulder. Now, I kind of did half of both, which is not what you want. So I break down the gun here, I start to do a reload, and then I realize, oh yeah, I'm not doing that anymore. You can see I even turned towards it, and then I turned my head back and went, yep, I'm doing this now. The problem is I already had a gap in time where I wasn't shooting. I was supposed to be shooting during that time, which meant all of these targets were going to get shot by the time I was about here. But because I was shooting them on the move, I kept going farther, and then I had to step back to do the shot on the partial here, and I put the reload before the partial anyway. So even though I shot the targets in the correct order, I still didn't put the reload in the right location, came back to make up a shot on the head box there, which I needed, and then came into the last position here. So this is a good example of botching it. But what I want to drive home is you have to be able to do this at a certain level. It doesn't happen often, but it does happen. And every once in a while you see something where you're like, that's so much better that even if I kind of screw it up, it's going to be better than what I was planning on doing. So I highly, highly recommend learning how to do that. The key is really driving in the change spot, like the place where the plan diverges. You really, really need to program that portion of the stage very hard so you don't do anything like what I did right here.